Morning guys, welcome back to another video. So it's about a week since my last episode of the season. I was dealing with a bit of an adductor strain, so I was working on some recovery methods to try and get that recovered as quickly as possible. Continuing on with that today because it's not fully 100%. It's a lot better, that's for sure. Going back over to the oxygen therapy place, but this time I'm not getting the oxygen therapy, I'm getting a sports massage. Very unique style that Craig's gonna sort me out with, so it'll be interesting to see that. I've never had it before. Maybe help increase my mobility and also get some deep tissue work in there. So it's probably not gonna be the most pleasant experience. I know these are quite painful, but it's what you need if you really wanna speed up that recovery.
Everybody has it, imbalance in the body. Tendons, ligaments, muscle tissue. I mean, there's so many different dynamics of how things don't move, and that's where injuries come from. Especially with professional athletes who are playing on turf and stuff all the time. You're always pounding, and the way the shock goes up into from your feet all the way up, you're supposed to disperse through your whole leg and up into your hips. And what ends up happening is twist, you get a pull, you get some type of injury. And then eventually the breakdown of the imbalance happens and you don't even know it that it's happening. What I do is I change the plane of the tissue. So I don't do a chiropractic adjustment. I don't do like a full-on, joint adjustment, but I do soft tissue adjustments as well as getting the tendons, ligaments, and muscles to move together. So a lot of times our movements are more like an impact when it should be like a well-oiled machine. And so what I try to do is I try to look at the whole body. If somebody comes in with an injury, I'll start on the opposite side because you got to be able to get the whole dimension of the joint and the quadrant moving so that it can move together. You can't fix a damaged tissue, you can just fix what's around it. So what I'm going to do is I'll have you start face down.
Alright, so just got back from the massage and that was brutal. It was so painful, but I know how good it is for me. I already feel so much better after doing it. You just feel like all your joints are a lot more lubricated, you feel like your muscles have been lengthened out. Just feeling really good right now. So I'm gonna go work out very shortly. So just gonna have a breakfast here. I've got some Ezekiel bread, so some whole grains in there. Then we've got some avocado, we've got some onion, eggs, and then I've got some blueberry coconut yogurt and some blueberries, so lots of antioxidants in there, and then plenty of water. So just gonna eat this, then we're gonna get off to the gym. It's gonna be slightly more intense as I mentioned. So once we get over there, I'll just show you everything I'm gonna do for today's active recovery. Okay, so at the gym, and the difference you're gonna see between this workout and the previous episode is now we're gonna add impact because the groin's healed up a little bit. We can start adding a little bit of impact to test the strength of it, strengthen up those ligaments in the joints, and that's just going to support the overall body and help me get back on the pitch quicker. So I'm going to go on the treadmill instead of the bike today, probably going at a lower pace than what I usually would just because I haven't been running in a few days and I don't want to overstress it. So we'll get on the treadmill, that'll be my warm-up and cardio, get the blood circulating around the body. And now with the exercise I'm going to add a little bit of weight as well. Because the pain's reduced and it's a bit stronger than the last week, we can add a little bit of weight. But I'm still going to go through my full body stretching and some foam rolling at the end as well. So it's going to be an active recovery with a little bit more of a workout element, but let's get into it. Alright guys, back home now, about to have some dinner, so I'll show you what we're going to have. Becca's preparing it right now. Quinoa. We've got
black beans,
mushrooms, got some tofu on the go.
Japanese sweet potato and Brussels sprouts.
Japanese sweet potato and Brussels sprouts. Lovely, lovely stuff. So we should say Becca's the real MVP of today's video. She's been doing all the filming, preparing all the food. Good little active recovery at the gym. It's great to feel that I'm improving because I couldn't even jog on the treadmill last week without pain. So it's definitely making strides forward in terms of healing up. So tonight my team does have training. However, I went to team training last night as well. And I did the warm-up, but I couldn't get involved in the really intense activities. I just felt like it was pulling a little bit. So I'm going to go over to training tonight. I'll warm up with the team and see how it feels. But if it's still not quite ready yet, I'm not going to risk it. I'm just going to come off to the side and do a little bit of technical work. So I'll show you exactly what I do. But just going to eat food, rest for a bit, and then we'll get over to training. So I'm at the training facility just off to the side. You'll see in a minute my team's training behind me. But this is where the injured players get their rehab work in. They're still expected to attend training, even if they're not participating in the main training session. So as you can see on the side of me there's another player. That's David Wright, also suffering with a groin injury, working on some rehabilitation as well. But I'm just getting some technical work in, just testing out the strength of my groin. So beginning with some basic passing, back and forth off the wall, using the inside of my foot to receive it and then inside of my foot to pass it. Very basic. So started with the right foot, then moved on to the left. I noticed I was a lot more sore using my left foot. You might see in my body posture that's just a little bit more hesitant, and that's because I'm nursing the injury a little bit. It's not a really agonizing pain, but just enough to be a distraction. So at this point, if I can't even complete a simple pass without some discomfort, it's a good indicator that I should probably rest this weekend. But then I moved into some dynamic ball mastery, so just getting lots of touches of the ball using the inside, the outside and the sole of both feet, throwing some step overs in there as well, just working on a bit of ball mastery, ball manipulation in motion. So as you can see, getting a lot of touches, just testing out the groin strength a little bit with those step overs. I did notice a little bit of discomfort. Again, it was more so when using my left foot, and also with the croqueta movements when I'm switching the ball from the left to the right. It's a lot more painful than when I switch from the right to the left, which is quite interesting. I'm noticing a little bit of pulling in my abs as well, so there might be some overcompensation going on. So all of these little indicators is a good sign you should be resting a little bit longer. With only 3 days until my match, it wouldn't be wise going back to 100% activity right away. So after discussing with my coach, we decided we're going to work on some rehab, strengthen me up so that I don't have to rush back into my game, which could end up leaving me out for longer of the season if I end up making that injury worse. Then I just wanted to test it out a little bit more, so working on some very basic shots. Very light, just spinning the ball towards the far post. So this will be a good test of the groin strength, because you do have to slightly move that leg across your body when you're whipping it. It didn't feel bad at all when shooting with my right foot, but because I was noticing a little bit of pain and discomfort even when passing with my left, I didn't even want to risk shooting with it because it's a lot more explosive and you're just more at risk of tearing that injury even further. So I just got literally about 6 to 10 reps or so with my right foot, and that was enough to just test out the strength. Then I just wanted to work on my touch a little bit, so all I'm doing is juggling the ball, hitting it off the wall and controlling it with different parts of my body. So sometimes I'll take it with the laces, sometimes I'll take it with the inside of the foot, the outside of the foot, the thigh, the chest, just working on that touch, trying to keep the ball up for as many repetitions as I possibly can. At this point, just working on technique is the best thing I can do. It's not going to overstrain my body, but still keep me technically sharp. So that's my priority during this session. Not going to be doing any fitness work, not going to be doing any extra core work or anything like that. Just trying to give the groin a rest. If I'm noticing any pain at all in any of the activities, I'm just going to stop it immediately. And then the final little drill I worked on was just getting my touch on the ground. So using the top of my foot to settle the ball, just take all of the spin and bounce out of it and get it on the ground as quickly as I can. Using both feet, just getting some reps with the right and left foot, just working on that touch, getting it under control. Very easy work here, nothing strenuous whatsoever. And this whole session probably just lasted about 30 minutes. I'm not doing loads and loads of reps and sets, just going through each drill maybe for 4 or 5 minutes, because at the end of the day, we don't want to be putting extra stress on the body. We want it to heal up, especially when we have an injury. So this is the perfect type of session to do when you're struggling with an injury, but you still want to get some touches on the ball. Alright guys, I just pulled up to my house, so I'm going to go inside, get some food, get a shower, and then just go straight to bed. So I'll probably have a fruit smoothie and some porridge oats just to get some vitamins and minerals and some protein. And then the best thing for my body right now is just a good quality night's sleep, because that's where it repairs and rebuilds. And then tomorrow is just going to be a full day of recovery. I did try and warm up with the team today, got through the warm up, but I knew I couldn't push my body any more than that. Still feeling tight in the groin. So at this point, I'm not confident I'm going to be able to play this weekend. It's very frustrating, I know guys, so I would love to be out there playing and training properly. But as you guys saw, I just had to come to the side and do some technical work. So not the most entertaining, but as you guys know, this is the season. I need to show you everything, the ups, the downs, and injuries are a part of that sometimes. I want to show you how I'm going to be overcoming it as well, because this might help you guys who suffer these types of injuries in the future, show you how I'm dealing with it, the steps and the measures I'm taking. So hopefully that's good insight for you at least. Yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure you smash that like button, hit the subscribe button for weekly training videos, and I will see you guys in my next video.